So in last class, what we were discussing about the different things like a dictionary we had seen, different data structure we had seen, list, tuple, string, dictionary, set. These are the different kind of data structure we have seen so far, so forth. Now, today we are going to discuss about functions. See, sometimes people used to say function as a function, and sometimes people used to say function as a method. Both are different, both are same. There is no difference, there is no difference. Sometimes at the point of interview, people try to make the confuse so that they used to ask what is the difference between the function and method. No difference. You just tell no difference. But there is some difference. I will let you know what are those difference. But right now, at this point, you should keep in your mind functions and methods both are same. If you are coming with the IT background or computer science background, then everyone get to know the assembly language C, C plus, right? In that language, all the setup code is known as the function. There is a printf, right? If you remember that printf, get ch means get a character. These are the functions, right? We are not calling them, it's a method, right? So Python is a kind of interpreter language, right? And it came up from that base language itself. The function and method both are same, but only different. There is a slight difference are there. I will let you know. But at this point, you just keep one thing in your mind. There is no difference at all. Okay. So let's start that function. Any doubt so far? Without getting delay, so that we can start. Function underscore demo. Okay, so what do you mean by the function? Basically, function is nothing but whenever you want to represent a group of setup code, wherever you have to access multiple time. Let's suppose what I'm trying to say. Let's suppose you want to function. What is function? Let's write the definition of function. Function, it is a setup code which okay, am I not audible? Am I not audible? Hello, is it audible now? Okay, okay, wait. Hello. Okay, ठीक है. So function, it is a set of code which we can access in a frequent manner. In a frequent manner. What do you mean by this? Just try to understand. Let's suppose you want to add two numbers. A is equal to 2 and B is equal to 3. A is equal to 2 and B is equal to 3 and C is equal to A plus B. Right? And you want to print this. Okay. Print. And here you can pass the C, and what it will do, it will print the C value. No doubt. 5 I am able to print. But suppose tomorrow, if you can see the calculator, just try to understand the calculator, how it is going to be happen. In calculator, you can add any number, right? So right now you are able to add 2 or 3 only. But tomorrow you want to add 5 and 4. What you can do? Again, you have to call the programmer, and programmer, hey programmer, change my program. I want to add in 4 and 5, so and so, and complete the calculator. Is it? No, it's not a good practice at all. So so that what we are trying to do, whenever we are, if you can see the calculator symbol, let me show you if you can see the calculator, if you have the handy calculator, you just try to understand. Whenever we are going to pass the numbers, after that we are passing some operator, right? What is the operator? Plus, minus, multiplication, division. So whenever we are passing that, automatically that function are getting called. Plus wala ke liye plus wala function, minus wala ke liye minus wala function, and it is doing our job, right? So let's understand in that way. So what I'm trying to do, so how to define the function? Syntax is very, very important here. Syntax to define the function. So syntax is the def is the keyword, and function name, you can give any name, that is up to you. And Here is should be the definition, and then there should be the return statement. This is the function syntax. First, def is the keyword which you have to use whenever you have to define a function. Now, just try to understand. Let me define one function like let's suppose def, and greeting. If I want to wish greetings, function we defined, and here what we are trying to do, print good morning Rajesh. Good morning Rajesh, and it's defined, right? Now I can call this function from anywhere, greetings, and if I can print this, if I can execute this, I am getting good morning Rajesh. It's not like that. How many times you want to call this good morning Rajesh, we can call. Let's suppose you want to call the 50 times, you no need to write only this print good morning Rajesh multiple times. Only you have to call this function, and 3 times Rajesh, good morning Rajesh will get printed. Understood? So this is the one of the approach, this is the one of the benefit of the function. Right now we have only one line of code, but whenever we will go into the production, at that time it might be we can have a multiple multiple line of code in a single function. Means I can say, let's suppose a complex line of code, and let's suppose, okay, right now you so far you know how to how to get the even numbers, right? Okay, one more thing we can do. Right now it is greeting only to Rajesh, right? Why you are not making it the dynamic? So what we can say here, we can pass the name, and that name we can print it here, comma name. So now what will happen, whenever this greeting will call, here we have to pass one parameter, Rajesh, Ramesh, Rahul. And now let me print this. Now see, can you see this? Now at the runtime we can decide what the function means, what we have to print, right? So this is the beauty of the function. Now let's suppose you know how to print the even number, how to get the even number. Let's suppose I have to check a particular number which user is passing, that number is even or odd, right? So what I can say, def check is even, check is even, right? Is even, and here we can pass the number, and whatever number user will pass, and that number we have to check. If number, how we can check the even number? Modulus of 2 equal to 0, then the number will be even. So I can print num comma is even number, right? Else what we can do, else print num comma is not a even number, right? Is not an even number. That's all. Now just try to understand. If I want to call this is even number, is even function, and here if I'll pass the 3, okay, let me put these things over the comment so that it should not execute. Now if I'll pass the 3, and now just try to understand what I'm saying. 3 is not an even number. Don't you think so? This is also a programmer interpretation, right? Again we have to call tomorrow, we have to check the 5, then it's the programmer intervention, right? So what we can do, we can take this number with the user also, that you know how to take the number with the user, right? Number and equal to input, enter the number to check even or odd, right? And now that number we will pass from here. Okay, can anyone please tell me, there is one error which will come into the picture. I'm not going to resolve that error. Let's find the error first, okay? Because error is the part of your programming. If you are getting the error, then you are learning. If you are not getting the error, then simply you are remembering all those things, murmuring all those things. It's not a way of programming. Just try to find out the error first. Okay, it is asking number. Okay, I will put 3. Now it is throwing an error. What is that? Type error. Not all argument converted during the string formatting. I told you intentionally, whenever we are calling this input function will always return as a string. So as a programmer, our job is to convert this string to number. So how we can convert the string into number? Int, and that's all. And now we can check it out happily. Here, if you're passing 3, then it is saying 3 is not an even number. Let's suppose again we can execute. Now programmer intervention is completely resolved, right? So if I'll pass here 6, then it is saying, yes, 6 is an even number, right? See, this is the handy of the method. Initially, how you was doing? Initially, you was writing this same line of code, but without method. Now with method, what benefit is that? And you can call this function from anywhere. This function you can call from anywhere across the world. And now people used to think across the world. I am saying how we can call across the world. Yes, in your laptop also you can call this function. How we can call? Just you have to import this complete function wala package and you can call these functions also. Right. So for that we have to, okay, I will tell you one more thing. Just a minute. So whatever packages are coming, okay, I cannot share. I will let you know what is that. So PyPy is the one of the side. Like, see, if you are going somewhere, how what you are doing after that? You are taking the photo and you are putting on your Insta and Facebook, right? And from the Insta and Facebook, what the people used to do? People used to put their like, comment, and someone who like you very, by heartly. Then they used to take a screenshot or they used to download your image and daily they used to watch you. Similarly, if you are writing some beautiful code, there is a one community section in the Python, which is known as the PyPy website, where you can put your code and someone can install your code and they can use your method, right? So this is the benefit and this is the beauty of the open source. Whoever writing their complex code, they used to keep inside a PyPy, like a Facebook. Whenever you are taking the good photo, what you are doing? You are putting on a Facebook and Insta. Similarly, if you are writing a beautiful code, then put in the PyPy environment, and from there you will get one ID, and that ID you can install. And if I will install, then I can use your method. That's all. So I will show you that also. It's a part. I will show you that how we can do. I hope you understood the function. What is the function? This function is known as it is taking the argument, right? Like Java. In Java, there is no kind of specifier, means public specifier, means what is the return type. Python is very intelligent language. It will automatically will understand what is the return type, everything, right? I am not in case of Python, what we have to define whenever we used to define the method or function: public, void, and method name and the argument, right? So this is known as the argument here. And here return type is nothing. If you want to return something, automatically Python will understand, okay, this method is returning something. Okay, so this is known as this function is the example of the non-returning and argument, non-returning with argument. Okay, and now we'll see return function. I will make a different Python file. Function with return. So yesterday video also got uploaded. So sorry, day before yesterday video. So please watch that, and if you have any doubt and still something is missing, let me know. Function with return type. So DEF, I am saying DEF, and what I can do, I can call add function, and inside of add function I will take a two number A and B, right? And now what we are trying to do, whenever I'll call this function, I need to pass two things, and these two things will go inside of this function, and this function will add these two number A plus B, right? And that's done. Now return C, done. Everything is done, right? Cool, hai? And what we can do, just try to understand now we are going to create a DEF subtraction method, and let me copy paste this. This is for subtraction, this is for multiplication, this is for division, and let me change the name of the function. Right, I'm not doing anything, just copy pasting multiplication and division, and here we are passing, where we go. Okay, now just try to understand. We created a four function. One is add function, another is subtraction function, third is multiplication function, fourth is division function. Any doubt so far? No doubt. Right. Now we created a function. Now we have to call this function, right? So what we can do, we are going to call the add function. You can see this suggestion, right? It is giving enter two number, right? If you can see in the top side, enter two number, A and B. So I will pass 4, 5, 4, 7. Let's suppose I am passing 4, 7, right? I enter two number. What this function will function will do, see, if you can see, this function is not doing anything. This function is taking two number and it is adding those two number and returning after the adding whatever things it is adding, means after adding whatever result is coming, that it is only returning. Okay, so after this function will return addition of these two number, so we can store somewhere, right? So add result. Okay, so whatever addition will come of the 4 and 7, that I am going to store inside of add result. Let's suppose, okay, now if you want to print, let's print that the addition result. Add. Okay, and now let me print. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. It should be add result. Okay, so you can see 7 plus 4 is what? 11. I am getting that. Let's suppose if you want to call the subtraction method, I can call, and it is asking two number. So whatever result came from the addition, that value I want to pass as a first argument, means add result I want to pass as a first argument, comma, another number, whatever number you want to differentiate. So this is the beauty of the return type function. Means when you used to create a return type function, whenever we have to access the output of one function to the another function, then always good to use a return statement, right? Now let me execute. Okay, this will also return a one value. After, you can see this will also return this value, right? So what we can do, I can store in some place like a subtraction underscore results, and here we can store, and now we can print this statement only, and control C and control V, and that's all. Addition result, this should be the subtraction result, and this should be what? Subtraction result, SUB results. Okay, cool hai. Now you can understand what we are doing. Okay, so this is all about the return type statement, argumental statement. And Python is having one more beauty. See, in case of Java, at a time, each function can return only one argument, means one parameter. But I told you, right, Python is very intelligent language. You can return multiple value as well. Okay, so what I'm trying to say, let's suppose you added two number and you want to subtract the same number, right? So what you can do, D is equal to A minus B, and you can return C and D both at the same time. There is no if and else, there is no drawback at all. Python is very, very intelligent, so it will understand, okay, this programmer want to do the multiple action with the single function, and it is going to return. But in case of Java, in case of C++, this facility was not available, is not available. Understood? So this is the again one of the beauty of the Python programming. Now just try to understand. Now what I'm trying, if I'm calling this add function, if I'm calling this add function, what it does, it's returning two things, right? So I can store first what it is returning, add, right? Okay, first it is returning addition result. C is what? C is addition result. D is what? Subtraction result. So in the same sequence, in which sequence it is returning, in the same sequence you have to store your value. So first add result and then comma subtraction result, subtraction underscore result. And now it is fine, and addition result is this. Okay, the result of add function, the result of add function. ठीक है? And now add result and comma subtraction result. Here only I can print add result comma subtraction result. Let me put some space, and here we can put a subtraction result, and now it's done. Let me comment this out so that you will not get a confused. And now you can see what is the beauty of the programming. See, in a single function we are able to do addition as well as subtraction, right? So 4 plus 7 is 11 and 4 minus 7 is minus 3, so I'm getting both the result. Make sense? Any doubt? No doubt. So single function can do multiple action also. Okay. Okay, cool. Hai? Now parameters you also understood, return type you also understood. Now the term of your questions. Now term is your question. Can anyone please write a function? I will give you 3 minutes. I will give you 3 minutes. Can anyone please write a function which will check whether the whatever number is using passing by the user is divisible by 3 or 5? Again I'm iterating the question. Write a function which will return true or false, which will return true or false. True or false means if the number is passing by the user is divisible by either 3 or 5, either 3 or 5, then it will return true, else it will return false. I'm giving you 2 minutes, just think about that. Not divisible by any number, any, not divisible by 3 or 5. Okay, cool hai? Now this is the definition. Now how to call this is up to you. Okay, I'm not going to call this function. You can take the number with the user and you can pass it out. There is no if and else, right? Okay, this is the one of the thing. Now I'm going to discuss about variable length argument. Okay, variable length argument. What do you mean by the variable length argument? So I'm going to create another Python file, variable underscore length underscore argument, and we created one more file inside of this function directory. So this is the very important. Let's suppose I don't know user right now. If you can see in this function definition, we are passing that many number, whatever number we had, we are allowing to accept this function, right? But sometimes what is happening, sometimes I don't know how many numbers we have to pass inside a function, right? So in that time what we have to do, we programmer, as a programmer we are getting stuck. So in order to avoid this kind of problem, variable length argument came into the picture. Okay, sometimes we can pass variable number of argument to our function. Such type of argument are called the variable length argument. And whenever you want to declare a variable length argument, use asterisk symbol as follow. Just I will give you the syntax of that. So this is the symbol. Let's suppose you want to create a definition of add, and this add function will take whatever number is user is passing, that number it will take. So how we can define asterisk and number? So now what it will do, it will take as many number of input user is passing, it will take. Let's suppose right now I am adding 2 numbers, but tomorrow I might pass the 3 number also, 4 number also to add, it will add it up. So this is the syntax to define variable length argument. Now let's write a code, simple code. Okay. So what I'm saying, I want to do one thing. I want to do one thing. Let's suppose user is passing 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 comma 6 comma 7, right? And second time user is passing 1 comma 2 3, third time user is passing 1 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 comma 6, like this. Okay, so I want to add, let's suppose first time user is passing this value, so I want to add this thing. I want to add this thing, and whatever result will come, like a 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 3 6, 6 plus 4 10, 10 plus 5 15, 15 plus 6 21, 21 plus 7 28. The output should be 28, right? Similarly, if user is passing 1 and 3, then what should be the output? 4. If similarly, if user is passing 1, okay, 1 4 57 8, 57 8 is 65, 65 plus 4 69, 69 plus 1 70. So user should get 70 as a output. Now let me introduce this thing as a coding, how we can do, right? Variable length argument. Sorry. Now just try to understand. Okay, now def sum, and here we are going to pass a variable length argument num, because anything user can pass, right? And here we are going to create one variable total, sorry, not Titan, it's a total equal to 0. And now Neha, who is this? Okay, 1 minute, huh? Okay, so now we are passing this total sum, and now user will pass the in numbers, right? So user can pass the anything. So what we can do, for n in numbers. Okay, and what we are trying to do, just try to understand, we have a total, right? Total equal to total plus 1 by 1 we are going to iterating. Let's suppose let's suppose this thing user is passing first time 1, so 1 will add with the total, and total, this is the n. What is happening? Okay, so fine, and now we can print after, so second time n will point to 2 and 2 will come, and now the total value become changed 0 to 1, total value become, today is something, is it something, any festival? Oh, today is Mahashivratri, right? Yeah. Okay, cool, hai? So now what we are trying to do, just try to understand, we are totaling right now, total value is 0. Fine, it's okay, happy, good, and well, right? Now this n will represent how we are iterating the list. First it will point to 1, and 1 will come, and total will get add by 1, so total means 0 plus 1 will be 1, and the new value of total will be 1. Now second time this n is going to point about second value, means 2, so 2 will come here, and now the total new value is what? 1. So 1 plus 2 will be 3, and now new value of total will be 3. Again third time n will point to 3, and this 3 will come here, and this total plus 3 means 3 plus 3, it should be 6, and new value of total. Like this it will happen until we are not going to iterate a complete numbers. And now at the after the iteration of this, I can print the summation of total number is comma total. That's all. And now if we can execute these. Okay, sorry, I should call, right? Without calling the function, how it will work? Sorry, my bad. And here we can pass 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 comma 6 comma 5 comma 6 comma 7, right? And what should be the expected output? And wait, it will print here itself, right? Now can you see this? I'm getting the same result what we are calculating, we were calculating, right? So this is the bit. Let's suppose you want to add only three number. Now in both the cases it will work. Let's suppose I want to pass 1 comma 4 comma 57 comma 8, 1 comma 4 comma 57 comma, yes, who is this? Rohit, right? Yes, yeah, I will tell you, don't worry, thank you. So okay, once again I am reiterating. First try to understand the problem statement, ठीक है? Have you ever gone, see, whenever I used to, you are not able to understand, let me know, I will give you example. Let's suppose you are going to the DMart, okay, and what is going to be happen after selecting the item, you are coming to the cash counter, ठीक है? कैश काउंटर में आने के बाद what you are doing, you are going to pay for those items. So what they used to do, they used to keep the entries in their system, and system will call some function, and function will take all the variable argument and it will add it up. This is the happening, right? So यहाँ भी सेम हो रहा है भाई. यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? Let's suppose you bring the item. These are the item you bring. Okay, this is the item you bought from the Pyberon. Let's suppose these are the item you bought from the Pyberon, and you came to me. I am at the cash counter. ठीक है? And cash counter में आए आपने, and I see, okay, you have 6 item or 7 item, and then I will call this function. But in this function I haven't defined like this कि आप 7 item को ही add करोगे, 8 item को ही add करोगे. So function itself will understand, okay, this is the star, means जितना भी नंबर यूजर पास कर रहा है उसको हमको समेशन करना है. So what we are trying to do, we are calling this for loop on top of these numbers, and one by one we are adding here, and we are printing this. Make sense? And we are calling this. So same thing in the DMart also, it's happening the same thing. Let's suppose मैं गया तो 5 item order मतलब purchase किया, you went and you purchased 7 item. So each and every time they are calling this function, sum wala function, and this sum wala function is giving the result after adding all numbers. Okay, and one more beauty is that in case of Python, I told you, right, Python is very beautiful language. It's not like that you have to intentionally define the data type. You can pass 2.3 also. Fraction wala value bhi aap pass kar sakte ho, and you will get a proper result. There is no if and else. Okay? Yeah. Okay. I will tell you. And is the object who call this? Oh, sorry, it's my mistake. I should not write like this. It should work. Okay, now you was asking what is the total, right? Total we are keeping, see, initially the total should be 0. Initially whenever something will come, then total will be 0, and one by one we are adding in the total. First time 1 will come, so total, what is the total value? 0 plus first value 1. 0 plus 1 will be what? 1. So new value of total will be what? 1. ठीक है, comma. Second time 2 आया, अभी टोटल का वैल्यू 1 है, 1 plus 2 is what? 3. So new value of total will be 3. Third time it will come 3. So 3, now the total value is what? 3, and new value is n is 3. So 3 plus 3 is what? 6. Like this is happened until we are not going to complete our list, and at the end we are printing this. That's all. Okay, got it. Yeah, cool hai. Any doubt so far this variable length argument? Any doubt? Okay, now my question, now assignment for you. Now you are enough capable. See, try to finish the assignment, boss. I am not getting any one of the assignment so far. Previous batch was very nice, means they used to come up with some problems. Try to come up with the problems. I will arrange one doubt clearing session. Don't worry about that. If regular class will not sufficient, then I will try to arrange one doubt clearing session. Okay. So assignment is how many came from, this nursery class and KG class, right? So in KG class, we used to write a table like this: 2 1 ja 2, 2 2 ja, like this we used to write, right, up to 2 10 ja, right. We used to write like this, Hannah. Any doubt? Okay. So you have to write a program. With that, user, you have to take a input number. This 2 का table लिखना है कि 3 का table लिखना है. You have to take the input from the user and you have to print the table in this manner. It's easy. Are you able to do? Yes or no? Okay, I will give you the designing means prototype. I will provide you the prototype. What you have to do: table, draw, write table. You can keep method name write table. What you have to do: see, if I am writing the code, then you are not learning anything. You are simply executing the code. That's all. Number. And here, what you have to do, you will get the number, right? And every time this 1 2 will be common, right? So what we can do, just try to understand, for I in range 11 11. So what? Okay, 1 to 11, sorry, 1 to 11, because if I'll write 11, then it will start from 0. So I should write from 1 to 11. Okay, and now just try to understand. Okay, and print 2 1 ja 2. So number 2 is coming from number. Okay. Okay, just print like this first, then I will tell you what to do. Okay, print like this, and that's all. Let me print this, right? Now table, and here we are passing 3 ka table, and everything is commented, right? And let me execute this. Now can you see this? I'm getting table, but it is not in that format. How we can do that? Okay, cool hai. So we are able to do this. Now we need to print like this. Let me show you like this. So this is coming from number. So what we can do: number, here number, comma, asterisk, asterisk. Just try to understand, asterisk, and then into comma I, ठीक है, I, comma, equal to comma this one. Now let's see whether it is getting output or not. I can see my output is correct, and I wrote a complete program for you. Now you can pass any number, like a 19 ka table. I always used to forget 19 table, to be frank. See, now I am able to get 19 ka table. Understood? It's a very easy, right? Okay, cool hai. You can do it, no worries. Okay. So any doubt so far? Any kind of doubt? No doubt. Okay, fine. Chalo. Okay. Now just try to understand about the variable. This is all about the functions. This is all about the function. Now we are discussing about the variables. What do you mean by the variables? I guess someone has asked in my call. Acha, what is his name? Rohit. You called me on a Friday, right? Not Friday, Tuesday. So today I have some bandwidth. You can call me if you have any kind of doubt. Variables. Now we are going to deal with the variable. Oh, inside of this I created. Okay. I'm going to create a new directory with the name of variables. And inside of variables, I'm going to create a Python file and name. I'll give a variable one. Okay, what do you mean by the variable? Just try to understand. First, let me explain. Can anyone tell me what is variable? Variable is kind of data which value is going to be changed according to the user requirement, right? According to the client requirement. That is known as the variable. In case of Python, Python support two kind of variable. One is local variable, another is global variable. So Python support two kind of variable, two type of variable. One is local variable, one is local variable, second is global variable. ठीक है? So what do you mean by the local variable and what do you mean by the global variable? Okay, so see, if I am teaching you and you can only learn, if I am teaching over the YouTube, everyone can learn, everyone can access this thing. It's just like this. Global and local variable can be used by the function or in which block you are defining the variable. Global variable is that kind of variable which we can use anywhere across the world. That is known as the global variable. Let me iterate this thing. Okay, just try to understand what do you mean by the global variable. So global variable, the variable which are declared outside the function are called the global variable. What we are saying, okay, I'll make a definition also so that you should not miss this. The variable which are declared outside the function means what I'm saying. Just a minute. Just now you know what is the function, right? Def func, and this is my function and this is my definition, right? And if we are defining any function out of this function, if we are defining any variable out of this function like this, then a is known as global variable. A is known as global variable. Just try to understand our global variable. But if we are defining a is equal to 3 inside of function, this is known as local variable. Local variable. Why it is known as the local variable? Because if we are creating the function def func1 function 1, and here if you want to access that a, you cannot access a here. That's what. But if you are defining a as a global, then you can access in any function. That's what it is known as the global variable. Just explain, just let me explain about this. Okay, we define this function, and now print a. I can print a. I can print, yes, I can print. And let me call this both function function 1, function 1. And if I'll do that, oh sorry, it's running that function, run very well, and yes, I can able to access, right? But let's suppose what will happen if I am going to define a here is equal to 3 and I want to access. You can see I'm getting red marks. Why? Because this a is now sorry, a is now local variable. A is now local variable, right? And this local variable existing inside of this block only, this function wala block. I cannot access this a outside of this function, right? So this is known as the local variable. Are you able to understand? Any doubt? Okay, now you might ask, what is the difference between why developer made this kind of thing? Why should not only global variable define anywhere and use anywhere, right? So problem is that once you are defining the local global variable, it is occupying the space in your memory until your program execution is not getting completed. Just try to understand this line very carefully. If you are defining a is equal to 3 globally, let's suppose this will occupy 2 byte of space in your memory. ठीक है, 2 byte of space in your memory, no doubt, right? And this 2 byte of space of your memory will occupied until your program execution is not getting completed. Understood? Now if you need this a value inside of this function only, then why I should waste my 2 byte of space? Why I should not initialize here itself, means inside of this function only, inside of this function only, so that whenever this function will get called, then only this value will get initialized, and this value will take space in the memory, 2 byte of space in the memory, and once this function ka kaam khatam, then it will release the memory. It's a memory management. So whenever we don't need to use, yes, sure Anup, yeah, don't worry, I will repeat. Okay, so what I was saying, let's suppose if you are defining a is equal to 3, means globally, right? And I know the use of a inside of this function only, I don't want to use this a inside of function 1, right? So what will happen, whenever we will execute this function, it will load this variable inside of my memory, 2 byte का space ले लिया, and it keep store that space in the memory until the execution of the complete program is not getting done. Try to understand. लेकिन what we are knowing कि we have to use this a value inside of this function only, right? And after the completion of this function execution, I don't want to use this a value. So rather to use this a value, we are capturing those space in the memory, so that in order to avoid this problem, in order to overcome this problem, in order to do the memory management, what we used to do, whenever we know, okay, this a value we have to use inside of this function only, so why I should make it as a global? So whenever this function will get called, then only this will occupy space in the memory. And once the function ka kaam khatam, then it will release the memory, right? But if you are defining globally, it will occupy the space in the memory until your program execution is not getting done. Make sense? So this is the difference between the local and global variable. एक और चीज है, if you have seen a Facebook and Facebook Lite, आपने देखा है what is the difference between the Facebook and Facebook Lite? Facebook is coming up with the 150 MB, ठीक है, and Facebook Lite is coming with the 2 or 3 MB. Have you noticed or not? 3 MB का आता है वो एप्लीकेशन, and it does same functionality what Facebook is doing. What is the difference? This is the difference. Their developer are working on memory management concept, how to manage the memory, right? So अभी तो आपको दो फंक्शन दिख रहा है, राइट? इट माइट बी थाउजेंड ऑफ फंक्शन इन वन एप्लीकेशन, तो उस समय सोचो कितना क्रिटिकल टास्क होगा ये, right? So this is the benefit of global and local variable. I'm not saying you should not define global variable. Whenever we have to access from any function, then you use global variable. But I know this a value I have to use inside of this function only, then why I should use the global variable, right? Always go with the local variable. ठीक है? Okay. Any doubt अभी? कोई doubt? No. ठीक है, नाउ लेट सपोज, अभी समझना बात को, हाँ? नाउ ग्लोबल कीवर्ड, जस्ट ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड, आई विल मेक अ सेपरेट फाइल फॉर दिस, न्यू पाइथन फाइल, ग्लोबल कीवर्ड. एक मिनट. Okay, so let's understand about the global keyword. What do you mean by the global keyword? Okay, so you know what is global variable and local variable. There is one more thing which is known as the global keyword. What do you mean by the global keyword? Okay, just try to understand. Can you see this global is coming with the red, means it's a keyword. Okay, so we can use the global keyword for the following two purpose. First thing, we can use the global keyword for two purposes. And first thing, to declare the global variable inside means, I told you, right, कि inside a function, if you are defining any variable, that is known as the local variable. But let's suppose if you want to define a global variable inside a function itself, what you can do, you can mention global keyword. Means what I was saying. Okay, yeah. So first thing, to declare a global variable inside a function, ठीक है, फर्स्ट पॉइंट हो गया. हाँ, सेकेंड पॉइंट, to make the global variable available to the function so that we can perform required modification. Okay, so second point is to make global variable available to the function so that we can perform required modification. ठीक है, चलो. Now, chalo, understand, right? Let's try to understand these things. Let's suppose we are defining a is equal to 3. Okay, and now we have a one function def func function, and this function, inside of this function, we are defining a is equal to, my favorite number is 2. A is equal to 2 and print a. What it will print? Can anyone please help me? What it should print? 2 or 3? Okay, no worries. 2. Okay, let's see function, and I'm getting 2. No doubt, it's kind. Now let's suppose if you are going to create one function, again another function, def function 1. एक मिनट, हेलो. हाँ ठीक है, ठीक है, एरर लॉग भेज दीजिए, मैं चेक कर लेता हूँ. ओके, and here print a. So what it will print? Can anyone please help me? If I am going to call the function 1, what it will print? 2 or 3? Yes. If we are going to call this function 1, it will print 3. No doubt. Okay, cool hai. Now just try to understand. Okay? And now this is all about, you understood, right? And now what we are trying to do, we are going to define global a. Okay, and now if we are going to write a equal to 3, a is equal to 2, okay, a is equal to 2, and then if you are printing a, what it will print? Okay, we'll see. Now next let me print this function first. It is printing, okay, it is printing, 1 minute, it's making confusion. Now it will print this then we can get 2 only. We are not getting 3. Why we are not getting 3? Can anyone please tell me? Here we are calling a, which is global, right? And that value also coming as a 2. Sorry, what we can say 2, right? So what happened, just try to understand. We were defining a is equal to 3, no doubt, as a globally, but inside a function we define a as a global and we change that value 3 को 2 में change कर दिया, and then we are calling this function, we are getting a is equal to 2, and now a is not equal to 3, a become 2 now, so that if we are calling from here we are getting 2 only. So this is the beauty of global keyword. Any doubt? Any doubt? No doubt. Okay, ठीक है, एक और चीज है इसमें. 1 minute, let me create one more Python file. Global 2. And now just try to understand. We are going to create one function, function, func, and here inside of function we are defining global a and a, sorry, a, and here a is equal to 2 is my favorite number. Now print a. I can happily print that. Now I'm going to create a function def func1, and here we are going to define print a. Are we able to print? Are we able to print? Def function func1, and if I can print this, run this global 2, yes, see, I am not defining a outside of function, but still I can access a from anywhere. This is again beauty of global keyword. Define inside a function, inside a function as a global keyword. Means, see, if you are not defining, if you are defining inside a function some variable and you are mentioning that variable as global, then you can access from anywhere. This is the one of the beauty, right? Any doubt? No doubt. Okay, ठीक है. So this is all about the function, guys. Any doubt so far? If you are not able to understand something, then we can start something more, lambda function, because this is the very important. And now only 3 things are left from my side, like a module, package, file exception, and exception handling. These are the 3 things are left. After that, we can start the oops concept. Okay. So I think I haven't missed anything, but only lambda function is mixed. Okay, are you able to grasp, or should I start the lambda function today? What you are suggesting? Yeah, okay, no worries. Okay, guys, then fine, I will share these things over the mail. I guess everyone is getting the mail and video also getting updated, and yeah, so today video also will get